administration. Now, the Tesla CEO, ex-owner, and SpaceX founder has his sights set across the pond on Britain.
Now, the CEO of Tesla and the former owner of SpaceX has decisively invaded British politics, and his actions could turn into a real disaster for Starmer and the Labour Party. Elon Musk has just dropped a political bomb that is igniting a storm of discontent across the UK. This is not just the usual criticism. He loudly called on the government to act like never before. But what is behind this shocking move? How did one of the most influential voices in the world manage to unite millions and bring the Labour government to the brink?
Now we're seeing that Elon Musk's trolling knows no bounds and no borders. Lately, he's been turning his ire here at the Labour, the sort of center-left government here in Britain, particularly its Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Now, he's been tweeting a lot over the past year against Keir Starmer and against the Labour government.
Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur known for bravely challenging established norms, has now decisively turned his attention to UK politics. Whether it's Tesla's revolutionary electric cars or SpaceX's exciting interplanetary travel concept, Musk has earned a reputation for not being afraid to fight powerful organizations and win victories. But this time, his focus is not on technology or business. He is openly critical of the Labour government, which many Britons bitterly accuse of failing to keep promises and lack of accountability. Musk's appearance on the political scene was a real surprise. It was not planned in advance, but was the result of a simple but powerful impulse caused by a public petition that demands change.
His tweet, I don't know if we're calling it tweet, on X, a platform that he owns, he wrote, "The people of Britain have had enough of a tyrannical police state." And you can see there, he was tweeting along with a survey, a petition that the government would be obliged to take up, or at least the parliament would be obliged to discuss after it reaches a certain number of...
The petition demanding a general election was created as a way to express dissatisfaction with Labour's policies. Her message was clear. Many believe that the current Labour government has not kept the promises made before the last election. The groups, disappointed that Labour had not fulfilled its obligations, supported the initiative. The petition, which initially gathered 1 million signatures, rapidly gained 2 million after Elon Musk retweeted it and continues to gain popularity. This means that Parliament will at least have to discuss it in accordance with the established rules. The day before, Musk wrote on Twitter that the voice of the people is an excellent antidote, highlighting the decline in popularity of Keir Starmer.
July. Now, that petition, which had 1 million signatories when Elon Musk retweeted that, it now has 2 million and climbing. So it looks like it's at least going to have to be maybe discussed by the parliament as part of those rules. The day before that, he had tweeted that the voice of the people is a great antidote, showing the declining popularity levels for Keir Starmer.
With just one tweet, Elon Musk blew up the popularity of the petition, surpassing all the dreams of its creators. In just a few hours, the number of signatures skyrocketed, setting records that were hard to even imagine. This petition has become the fastest growing in the history of the UK. For Musk, this petition turned out to be not just an urgent topic, it turned into a powerful symbol that the government had completely lost touch with the people, and this could not go unnoticed. When the number of signatures reached 160,000 signatures, Musk turned to Twitter again, clearly stating his position.
But Musk then also went a step further and tweeted a documentary by a very famous far-right activist here in Britain, whose name our audience may or may not know. His name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, also known here popularly as Tommy Robinson. Now, he was just sentenced, he's a couple of months in, to an 18-month prison sentence for contempt of court for his role in defaming a child, an adolescent Syrian refugee back several years ago. Now, Tommy Robinson admitted guilt in this case, but his time in prison, his sentence has still been seen as very controversial among the far right here in Britain and even in the United States, where he's a well-known name in far right circles.
This is not the first time we have seen such bold actions by Elon Musk. For most of the past year, he has not spared criticism of Keir Starmer and the governments of Europe. Just a few months ago, when racial riots broke out in Britain, Musk raised his voice again, saying on Twitter that a civil war in Britain was inevitable. His words did not just draw attention to what was happening, they became a powerful impulse for people, encouraging them to act. Those who had not even thought about signing the petition before were now rapidly joining the movement. millions of Musk's followers turned into a real army, dispersing information and fueling the discontent that was accumulating among many Britons. As a result, the petition reached an astounding milestone of 1 million signatures, which could not be ignored.
To describe a hateful thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist. But
any person organising or taking part in the procession is committing an offence.
Those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content.
I think Elon Musk's comments were totally unjustifiable. Everyone who has a platform like he does on social media should be acting responsibly.
At this point, Musk's criticism became even more severe. He tweeted that the people of Britain are tired of living in a tyrannical police state. These words were not just an attack on the Labour Party, they became a call to unite. Musk made it clear that he considered the government's actions excessive and millions of people listened to him. While the petition was rapidly gaining popularity, setting records and attracting public attention, something amazing happened. The mainstream media simply remained silent. No major news channel has covered this important story.
Me. And I think what it is a sign of the rapid collapse in confidence in this government, and it's about creating pressure on the governing party. And in a sense, that is actually how our politics works, isn't it? In that the opposition parties and people are not happy, try to put pressure on the government to say, look, yes, this isn't going very well. People are not very happy. Your ratings are plummeting. You need to think again on certain things. And of course, if we don't say we're unhappy, then the government assumes we're all happy and they just carry on in the disastrous route that they're taking us. And the other thing that this does, Ian, is it triggers a debate because it's gone over 100,000 votes. It should trigger a debate in either the chamber itself or in Westminster Hall. And that's a sort of like would be a mini sort of just a confidence debate in how the government is doing. And if you, after this, what I call the blunder budget, I mean, they bang on about Liz Truss's minibus, budget. Well, this is the blunder.
Musk wasn't going to let this chaos go unnoticed. He turned to Twitter again, this time with a vivid emphasis on the fact that the media completely ignores the voice of the people. The silence of the mainstream media about this petition is simply amazing. What are they really afraid of? This only fueled public anger, because many believe that problems should be discussed by those institutions that are designed to hold the government accountable. But Musk didn't stop at the petition alone. He was determined to move on.
From Keir Starmer, from 10 Downing, saying that they're not surprised that the people of Britain want another election, even though we just had one here back in July, very recently. So actually, the Prime Minister has come into some criticism from the left-wing politicians here who say that Keir needs to stand up to Elon Musk. And this really just goes to show what has changed. Well, Elon Musk is now very much not in power per se, but he is a very close confidant of incoming President Donald Trump, who just last night, as you mentioned earlier in the program, had said he wants to impose 25%.
He began to raise a number of controversial topics that caused a real storm of indignation in the UK. First of all, he reacted to the shocking reports that the government protects pregnant men and lesbians who identify themselves as men in court. Musk couldn't help but call this situation the world of clowns. His followers, inspired by his bold words, rallied around him, convinced that political correctness had gone too far and turned into absurdity. Then the spotlight turned to the issue of Tommy Robinson, a controversial figure who was jailed for exposing a migrant accused of horrific attacks. Musk was shocked to learn the shocking details of the Robinson case and tweeted, "Why has he been in prison for 18 months? For him, this was not just a one-man case, it was a matter of justice, which seemed to punish dissent while real criminals easily escape punishment. His words reflected deep anxiety and anger about a system that, in his opinion, turned everything upside down. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you.